So Mark, it's a pleasure to see you here for MotoGP's return to Austria, and wow, what a facility. This is an incredible circuit, incredible facilities for the media, for everybody. I think we've just been really impressed.
Yeah, it's a world-class facility, no question about it. As we know with Red Bull, when they do revamp venues and do it their own way, it's on a very, very high level. So that was great that obviously Formula One came back here, but also now this is such an emotional weekend, I think, for a lot of people to see the bikes here again. I think the last time was 97, right, or 98, somewhere around that period, late 90s anyway. So to see the modern GP bikes here, all the superstars riding, and sun's out, the mountains are gorgeous, and the fans are loving it. So obviously a lot of Italians come over the border. It's great to be here, and I'm just enjoying the weekend.
And the circuit itself provides a lot of entertainment for four wheels, but let alone two wheels. You've been watching qualifying today. Wow, those bikes really can hoof around the circuit here.
They can. It's a pretty short lap. It's not a long lap. There's not many corners, but it's a hard lap. It's a really tricky lap to put together because you've got a lot of elevation, climbing, obviously on the brakes into the elevation, if you like, and then you've got some corners that run away from you, a few blind corners finishing the lap in the last sector. So it does have a little bit of everything, and the surface is also different here, so it's a testing little lap, and I think the race in itself will be massively interesting here because obviously it's been hard. They've had a test day here, obviously, with MotoGP, but to see how the bikes and the tyres particularly perform in the race tomorrow, that's why I think it's very, very open how the race will turn out.
What did you think of qualifying? We've just seen qualifying. Valentino has split the Ducatis. What did you make of the whole thing? Yeah,
it was a bit like a fruit machine, wasn't it? The last sort of 30 seconds was incredible, and I think that everyone expected Ducati to really, I suppose, dominate that session, especially over one lap. But Jorge was there at the start. Obviously, Mark coming back from a nasty accident this morning, so he was probably happy just to be on the in fifth position there. But Valentino, I think that was a huge lap. He took pole quickly, and then Ian One got him obviously right at the end, I think by 0.005 of a second. So it's really, really tight. And I think that you could see them also lining each other up to try and get slipstreams and everything was going on like that. So it was. I really enjoyed qualifying, and that was obviously a nice entree for tomorrow's long race.
Absolutely, and we know that you keep an eye on the championship. We are now commencing the second half of our season. Are you going to risk making any predictions?
Well, obviously Mark's got a beautiful gap now, a nice points advantage. But as we saw, with MotoGP, nothing's over. Until the season's closed out. We've seen it even back in Mick Doohan's days and Wayne Rainey and that era where championships, you've got to close them out healthily. And I think it's a decision now that Mark, obviously, there's a long way to go basically. There's a lot of points still on the table, so he needs to keep riding well, obviously. And there's a lot of races on the bounce now. I think we have nearly 7 races inside, a short period of time. So the championship for sure will take shape in the next, 5 or 6 weeks because there's a lot of points on the table. And I think that, it's Valentino. I think that, Yamaha are going to be fully behind him. They have a chance to get him back in the fight, obviously, with Mark. But, it's Mark's now really to lose on a bike that probably hasn't been the favourite bike, to be honest, but he's been consistent and ridden well.
Well, listen, Mark, great to have you here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thank you very much for talking to us. Thank you.
All right, cheers, thanks.